Our wild salmon and steelhead are in crisis, and many of our native runs are threatened or face extinction. Over the last century, hundreds of Pacific Northwest salmon and steelhead runs have disappeared forever. The indiscriminate methods of harvest practiced by the commercial fishing industry over the last 100 years has played a major role in the extreme decline of our region's wild fish. That's because the predominant gear used by inland commercial fishermen is the gillnet. Gillnets are lethal, indiscriminate methods of harvest, not suitable for the sorting and unharmed release of non-targeted wild fish. Just take a look at this video and you'll see what I mean.
Get it for a little while. Hardcore.
Here are some examples of the consequences of gillnet injury. Virtually all salmon that escape with moderate to severe gillnet injury fail to spawn, and 80% die within 1 week. But there are also hidden consequences to the use of gillnets. These photos, taken of the victims of gillnets recovered from the Puget Sound, graphically illustrate the deadliness to all manner of marine life from gillnets. During the period 2002 to 2010, over 95% of all the derelict nets recovered from Puget Sound were gillnets. Because of the Northwest Straits Initiative efforts to remove these derelict gillnets, we now have a cleaner Puget Sound, and there will be lower future impacts from the nets. But there is no doubt that derelict gillnets are incredibly damaging. They've killed millions of all the major marine ecosystem inhabitants, mammals, birds, fish, and invertebrates, and the newly captured animals attract the next round of victims, and on it goes. But derelict gillnets aren't just in Puget Sound and the Columbia River. Hundreds have been discovered in the migratory rivers and streams of our wild salmon and steelhead. And we can expect to find them in other areas where gillnets are used, like Willapa Bay and in the Nassau River, in Grays Harbor and the Chehalis River. This photo, for instance, is of a derelict gillnet and its ravaged victims in one of our region's most important freshwater estuaries. Despite costs of nearly $1 billion a year, our wild salmon and steelhead are edging closer and closer to extinction. Did you know that about 25 to 30% of your electric bill goes toward wild fish recovery? And yet we continue to allow the use of gillnets for inland commercial fishing. It seems clear that gillnets should be banned in the Pacific Northwest.